Hello my friends and welcome back to another video of Railway Empire. In this video I'm going to take you through my second attempt at the scenario for Down Under, which brings us to Australia, the eastern side, 1830 to 1930, and we basically start to develop it. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so it starts off pretty simple, and the idea of the game is pretty much total domination with some targets for transporting goods, which is a large challenge in this game because Australia is big, and some other population-based targets. There's also regions that you can buy, but the new feature with this one is the founding of settlements. So you'll see in a moment that we'll be able to establish settlements, and we have to get goods to them to get them to turn into normal towns. So in a sense, we can choose where we want towns to form, which makes things all the more exciting. Alright, so what I'm going to do here then is I'm going to deal with the opening tasks. I'm just going to speed it up a little bit. There we go. And I've gone with a warehouse for Ballarat. So the distances are all quite large, especially to begin with. So that means that I'm going to spend a lot of money just connecting things up. So we need 3 rural businesses, and 2 of them come from the north. So I'm going to build a line to the north, connect up the wheat there, and we've also got some wood. So there's my wheat. So in my first attempt I had the warehouse up here in the hills, and it kind of worked, but it meant long distances for heavy trains going across the network right the way around to Melbourne. And so I had 2 lines stretching to the north, one pretty much as you see here, and a second one to Melbourne through the hills. This seems a lot easier and a lot cheaper, and as I say, the trains don't cover that as many miles to get the job done, so that's why we're going with this one straight away. But I'm being economic here and not putting in masses of double track. I'm just putting in passing loops for now. I guess that's my Cornish roots. We don't have double track down here. We just have things like that. So, but I'll gradually upgrade and develop that as the needs arise. So we've got the wheat that's been established. That position there for the cooler tower seems to be the most appropriate given the distances involved. So we're going to connect up the seafood, which is way down there, nice straight double track with the same idea. We're going to have single lines and passing places. The seafood is initially quite a slow demand-wise, so we don't have to put many passing places in for that. There we go, probably one more. That's it. There we go. Okay, lovely job. So you've got to bear in mind that these goods lines will have light locomotives returning from their drop off, so the signal sections can be nice and short on the way back to the source of the goods. And so here's the junction and the turnout and the line for the logs. It's another long way and very, very expensive, but let's not let that deter us. There we go. Let's get rid of the bridge in the middle. We'll put a loop in either side so that we've got capacity for locos, both approaching the junction and coming away from it, so that we don't have trains blocking the junctions. So let's have another loop there. That's it. Yeah. Let's finish that one. Bit too much of a gradient there. So I end up doing something a little bit idiosyncratic, but we'll sort that out later on. There we go. Okay. Oh yes. We always are. Okay. So we've got... Okay, so that's the bog standard approach that I'm doing here. It's just to get lines of passing loops and get the trains running. We are going to start, of course, with the most basic trains because it's 1830. So, once we've got a couple of loops done, we will start off our trains. Here we go. Okay, so before we do that, we must set up the warehouse so it receives goods that we want to receive. There we go. And let's start the ball rolling with the trains. Oh, the grasshopper. So they're cheap and they are slow. I found that in this game, as you'll see, upgrading the locomotives is a slow and steady process. And once we get to the Dragon, the cost of the locomotive starts to increase a little bit more steeply for each upgrade. Lovely job, that's good. Two other major changes in this game you may have noticed already. The time goes a lot quicker. It's on the standard play mode. As you can see here, it's roughly 1 day for every 2.5-ish seconds. So it's a bit faster than the other games, the other scenarios. And tech, you get only about 15 points, 10 to 15 points per month, because the months, I suppose, go faster. But that does speed up with the hiring of staff. And so early game, you've really got to pay attention to what you're offered at auction, because it helps you get through the tech tree. The tech tree, as you'll see, is quite severe. We've got to get 300 innovation points for, I think it's the John Hancock, in order to progress. So getting that at auction is really, really crucial. I got detonators, but anything is welcome at this stage. And if you refuse an auction, then it will just repeat the same auction later on. Quite often, once you've found your way into the tree, you'll find that you'll have something that you don't want. Usually for me, it's the reindeer loco or something like that, or the another loco, and it will just keep giving you that auction. So you have to decide for yourself whether it's a good idea just to get it, just so that you don't have to keep having it come up at auction, because the auctions will get more and more expensive over time. Okay, so with these passing loops, capacity is everything, so I'm just going to put in some more signal sections on the return run, because we need to be able to queue lots of engines up. We're going to run about 5 or 6 trains per goods depot on this larger line, and I'm already going to upgrade it. I've decided I'm going to put in the double track all the way through here, because it's clearly going to be necessary quite early on to do that. So there we go. We can't have passing loops. to that degree. Some short signaling sections just to increase the capacity again. So there we go. I haven't put in any more signaling sections for the down, but I will later on. I've noticed. Okay, so let's go and speed it up a bit more. There we go. So we're just getting those trains rolling. Now I've got one train from Ballarat to Melbourne. That's all we need at the moment. Oh, bit of train porn there. There we go. Unfortunately, that is not. I've sped it up. Obviously, that's not the real time. That's the real time. So they're very, very slow, 12 miles an hour, and you have to sort of upgrade quite quickly. Yeah. So there's the John Hancock. It's 200, but then you've got 300 for a bit of extra power. It's only like 4% in this game for that next jump in the tech tree. All right. So slightly more expensive, but very, very worth it. Is the yes, lovely, the John Bull. The John Hancock, sorry. And then we'll jump up to the Bull as and when we can afford it. So, as this first early section of the game goes on, I'm just going to speed it up a bit more. There we go, that's what it should be like, something more like that. Okay, let's check demand, because these farms will grow as we transport more and more. Now, I don't have beer in my warehouse, which is a bit of a shame because at the moment, the only market I've got for it really is Ballarat. But that means really what you could do here is upgrade the warehouse so that beer can be exported and stored in the warehouse straight away. As you'll see, when we establish a settlement, beer is one of the things that we need to transport to the settlement. But you'll see what I mean when that comes up very shortly. I only need one conductor because we only have one passenger carrying train, and we're just waiting for the population to develop here. Okay, so Melbourne is flagging a bit. So there we go. So as I said, that's one thing I might have done differently is actually upgraded the warehouse now straight away to accept beer and possibly yeast as well. But there we go. Okay. Alright, so everything's good. So we have got beer. Ooh, I shouldn't have done that really. That was a mistake because the beer's just going to pile up. But never mind. Okay, so you might think, well, why have we got trains waiting? Well, we're going to have trains waiting anyway. So we might as well just stack them up on the line rather than have them queuing all the way into the warehouse. It kind of regulates the trains a little bit. Okay. So, yeah. It's, I should really be doing that now, but I'm not. I'm just sitting there doing nothing. Oh, well. No, I'd be living there. I'm going to expand the freight services. That's the other thing. Ballarat doesn't have access to cattle yet. So you have to build a settlement to actually get the cattle farm going. But we're now going to go ahead and buy the brewery, which again, you know, I could have done that differently because now I've got a long wait to make profit to expand the warehouse, which is going to be a bit of a problem. But well, we're making money. Okay, so either choice is good. It's just the fact that I did stop the beer deliveries to Ballarat, which I should not have done really. On that train that's there, yeah, that train coming in there at Ballarat, it's passenger only when really it should be automatic. Okay. So obviously the green spots are the possible areas. Okay, so the sugar cane that you can see there, you can actually have an industry. But what I've decided to do here is go for buying the beer factory. Again, you can do the sugar cane, but the demand isn't that high. You do make some profit off it. So Dimbula is there because it also unlocks wine. Probably not the easiest of choices again, but you do get the wine unlocked. Okay, so you can see there that we needed logs, wheat, beer, and seafood delivered in order to get that settlement turning into a proper town where you can build industries and look at demand and that kind of thing. All right, so we've got various things coming in and we've got various things coming out. So, yeah, at this stage, I really should have turned that Ballarat to Melbourne train into a automatic train, but never mind. We will just press ahead with that. That's all very well and good, and nothing much we can do about that. Let's speed things up a bit. So we're going to realise eventually what we need to do. Probably about now, actually. Oh, we're going to try and upgrade this junction here because you can actually tap off lines to our new settlement, Dimbula, from these farms directly, but it's too much of a hassle and it'll involve a lot of upheaval with altering the trains as they are now. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that at all. We're going to come off something like there, and that will be our line to Dimbula eventually. Bit of signal tidying up going on. There we go. Okay. I should be wondering to myself now, why aren't I making that much money? Because that really is something I should have done and improved upon. And more than this really is get that beer out of Melbourne. At the moment, only Melbourne's demand is sucking down that beer, and you can see there it's piling up a little bit. But we still have corn, we still have wheat coming over, so maybe it's not as bad as what I thought. It might have just accelerated things a little bit more. If we still have wheat coming over, then it's not too bad, but the money's piling up, so maybe I'm being a bit overcritical. There's a maximum capacity on that line for about 5 freight trains, I'd say, plus the passenger train. And I'm still going to press ahead with this now. So, yeah, that's going to be a big profit gobbler. I really could have done with upgrading the warehouse. I'm really not comfortable with that at the moment, but I'm going to press ahead anyway. Okay, so we're just monitoring things, making sure things are okay, which to my untrained and tired eyes at the time they are. There we go. So we're still. See, the trains going out now to Ballarat are not full. I saw one leave there with 6 out of 8, so that should have rung alarm bells. Yes, indeed. I think it has finally twigged that I do need to get that sorted. Yeah, well, they're still fairly full, so we've got our expensive thing there. Oh, we've got an auction. And we just routinely hire personnel that we need, manager trains, and you can see there we've twigged for that. Right, okay, now we've twigged that we need that beer being exported. So that's fine. That's all good. There we go. Come on. Bit more money so we can get the warehouse done. 180 is what I need for the warehouse. A few breakdowns, that's alright. Okay, yeah, that's the other thing. If you wait a long time for those repair sheds, then you end up with a huge delay whilst all of your engines get serviced, which we can't have. So, okay. Now it seems that the warehouse has been upgraded. There we go. So that's fine, and we've got the servicing going on, so that's good. And so it does seem like I made a rather large outlay with those repair sheds, but as Roger Smythe, as this character, you don't get them free. The ones where you can build them into railway tracks, they're very expensive and they're fiddly to incorporate into a layout that's already existing, so I didn't bother with that. I just went for the warehouse approach. So we've got a maintenance shed there, so that's good. We've got beer on the way. So essentially we can run a new set of trains from the warehouse there to our new settlement in the north, Dimbula. It's going to put a bit of strain on that track there to the junction, but that's the only real way we can do it at this time. So let's speed things up a bit. So yeah, it's been a while since I posted a video. I have moved apartments. The apartment I was in was very expensive and falling to pieces, and the landlady was not forthcoming with repairs, so, or landlord should I say, so I just decided to move out. We obviously have challenges all over the world at the moment, so I hope everyone is staying safe, which I am. I'm a bit under the weather today, but I'm feeling good. I've been in this new place for a month now. I've also upgraded my rig, upgraded to a 9600K, and I've got a few more upgrades on the way. New graphics card coming as well. So yeah, things are pretty good in that respect. And I'm on holiday finally, so I had a week out of the city, which did me some good, but I've now come down with the sniffles. So yeah, maybe not as good as intended, but still pretty good anyway. So yeah. Okay, all right. Well, we've got our trains running to Dimbula. So these trains are going to make the deliveries. We've got 60 units of goods, 15 each of logs, wood, wooden logs, beer, wheat, and seafood. So again, just standard. We're going to need just passing loops. There we go. In we go. Lovely job. Yes. So we've got passing loops, single track. That'll do just fine for that. Awesome. So we've got that running now. Okay. Awesome. So our first section of, there we go, and the second lot is on its way. That's good. Alright, so that's about what we need. So there we go, there's our 15 beers sorted and our first wood. So it won't be long now until we get that all sorted out. I'm going to try and run a third train to get that all sorted. So we've got the bull there. We're going to wait until we've got enough money for that, and then we're going to get the John Bull, which really is going to start things rolling. As you can see, cash flow is quite critical. Owning the factory helps. Yes. Oh, it's going to work, don't worry. It's going to work, not a problem at all. There we go. Alright. Okay, so what am I going to do here? I think I'm going to upgrade these supply lines. Which I suppose nothing really else to do at the moment, but once we've got the settlement in Dimbulu established, I'm going to try and move quick and build and buy the meat factory in Ballarat, and then we've got total domination over our meat and our beer, which is always good for profit. So there we go. Warehouse not too bad at the moment. It does get rather busy down there eventually. So yeah, as you can see, the challenge of supplying Dimbula is sort of regulated by how quickly we can get the beer out of the factory in Melbourne, which is why really now you can revert to a passenger-only train to Melbourne, but what we need to do then is satisfy Melbourne's demand with Dimbula's demand. Okay, although did we do beer straight away? I think we did, didn't we? Yeah, so maybe that's okay then. I just saw on the targets there. So I think we're covered. But yeah, watch out for that one. If you do it this way, then you've got to make sure you've got enough beer saved up so that you can supply Dimbula and satisfy Ballarat's demand and Melbourne's demand at the same time. Otherwise, you end up waiting forever. The other three are fairly easy, really. The seafood, the wheat, and the wood. It's just a case of doing what I've done here and getting lots of trains running. It's all horribly inefficient, but it does work. Okay, let's speed it up a bit more. Okay, so once this is done, we're going to be into buying a new access to another region, and then a discovery is made. Woo! Oh, we're going to upgrade this line here. Okay, fine, fair enough. There we are. Lovely job. That's fine. There we go. They did indeed. So it's the seafood and the wheat we're having a bit of trouble with at the moment. 9 out of 99, 3 out of 99. Yes, so we need more wheat coming in. I do toy with this idea of maybe doing a line that branches off, just to sort of get these things flowing independently, which I do, so that's fine. So we're going to do it that way, and just get those things running directly. And tidy up the actual route a little bit, there we go. And again. Okay. So it's tidied up the route a little bit. We need to put some signals into that new cord that we've got there running. Okay, that's fine, that's good. So now we can run trains directly, and that will speed things up a bit. Lovely job, and one for the logging. There we go. Okay, okie dokie, there we are. Now, as goods are delivered, we can get rid of the trains that run to the warehouse from Dimbula and back, because once they're done, then we've no need to run them anymore. They just make a loss, so we get rid of them. So not bad, not perfect. We've got the service tower there is a little bit close to the junction, but that doesn't matter. We can sort that out. But really, we want to be remodeling this junction soon, because it's going to become a bit of a nasty, bit of a nasty old hole there. Right, okay, so we've got a double track in there. What can we do here? We've got a train on the way, so we can't really do much with this at the moment. That all needs to be remodeled, really, unfortunately. So we're just going to have to put a nasty little crossover in the middle. There we go. That's okay for now. That's just another phase in the remodeling. Okay, so we've got those things there. Let's resite the service tower a little bit. Oh, no, we can't quite do it yet. There we go. It's probably the one approaching. that needs it. Yes, indeed it is. There we are. Okay, so that's good. Now we can think about maybe getting rid of these trains here. You can see outgoing empty trains, not good. So let's get rid of that. Yes, foreign workers, bring them in. That one's okay. Yeah, so we're going to have outgoing trains that are no good. So let's get rid of those and prioritize what we need left. So we've got seafood just about there. We need more seafood now. Okay, so we've got more than one train. That's good. So again, yeah, you've got to keep your eye on that, because if you don't, then you're going to end up a bit stuck. And we want to keep those gold tick marks. I don't think I... In theory, Bruce. In theory. Yeah, so only 3. We really need more than that. So we've got another seafood train running, so that's fine. Okay, that's good. And we're now going to get rid of those, that's fine. Get rid of all that good work that we did for money, and now we can remodel this junction should we feel the need to. Oh, what's going on here? Why have we got returned wheat? We need to sort that out. Okay, so that's fine. Yeah, anyway. So that'll be the new turnout for the... Alright, so it looks like we're just going to do some upgrading of the route. That's very strange. Oh, they're skidding along the tracks. There's a bit of a bug there. There we go. Okay, wonderful. Lovely job. Good stuff. Now that crossover's redundant as well. Okay, all good stuff. Right, so we've got Dimboola, we've got some... Okay, wonderful, that's good. Good stuff. There we go. So we're just having to introduce trains, get rid of trains just to manage this seafood situation, just to speed things up a bit. Hopefully by the end of this year, we will have a new settlement. Okay, so we've got that sorted. There we go. Yeah, lovely job. Speed things up a bit. Okay, so there we go, pretty much there. Creaky chair. Still got the creaky old chair. Okay, and that should be pretty much it. Once we've got that in, we will have a new settlement in Dimboola, and we can go ahead and we can buy the meat factory and get the meat going. There we go. Okay, so not bad. We did... I did warn you, it said in the text there. Somebody doesn't write the English very well, unfortunately. I did warn you, Bruce. We're covering our grammatic rear ends there a little bit. Yeah, go on, buy it. Yeah. Okay, Now all we've got to do is connect that to that, and then we're rocking and rolling. We can, of course, delete the trains that we've got to Dimboola. We need to reconstitute the traffic on the Dimboola line now, so that we've got a couple of mixed trains to Dimboola from Ballarat and Melbourne. Maybe a stopping service, but that also means we need to build a new line out to the west of Ballarat as well, which we will do coming up. Speed things up a bit. So the wine there is now available, but what we're going to do is we're going to wait with the wine, because it's really for 70 to 80,000 that the wine becomes important. So there we go. Right. Okay, so we've got our trains there are running. Don't forget to assign the goods. Oh, meat and that one. Yeah, lovely. There we go. Oh, not meat. Oh yeah, okay, because we're gonna rely on the automatic trains for meat at the station, not the goods depot. That's kind of smart, because then we can rely on the automatic trains to transport the home goods, as I call them, the ones that are produced in the town, and we can also have an extra space in our warehouse for something else for the future. Okay. So let's. Are we going to do that? No, I don't think we end up doing that. No, we don't need to do that, Bruce. What we need to do is we need to manage our trains on the Dimboola line now, because we've got trains running that are empty. Okay, yeah, that's also what we need to do. Okay, so extending the loop out to the junction, so we don't have trains waiting miles back from the junction, because that's a waste of time. There we go. Yeah, lovely. Let's put a loop in here. Doesn't have to be all the way, but we're going to do it anyway. Yeah, because we're going to run quite a few cattle trains now. There we go. We're pretty good. I can see that we're missing a few signals on the up Dimboola line, but never mind. We'll sort that out, I guess, in a little while. Okay, now all that remains is get Ballarat going out west to Dimboola, and we're sorted. Right up to the junction. There we go. So now we've got. That's going to be quite an important junction there. 59,000, 55,000. Good stuff. Okay. A bit of tidying up. And there we go. There we go. Lovely job. Okay, so I think we've got things rolling nicely then. Alright, we're going to manually assigning some staff. Lots of staff coming in. Okie dokie, there we go. So that, yeah, the warehouse is going to be very busy, but that's okay. Right, let's get the trains in. So we've got the meat trains gradually coming on stream. New trains for Dimboola. Awesome. So the North America I don't tend to use very much, but we're going to get it anyway, because the auctions will just stay on that until we buy it or get it. Okay, awesome. Alright, so that's that done. We need to now get the region, Victoria East, and then the game's going to kick into the next big challenge. Got connection bonus or a new industry bonus. Well, I don't have the money really, and there isn't really anything we can do at the moment that's going to help us with new industry, so we'll just let it automatically develop whatever it feels like, and it will just lose money. Sorry, it's not worth it. Ballarat is growing, but we don't have the commodities available to really make any use of that opportunity. Okay, and besides, we need 100 or 200 or 1,000 for. Oh, we are going to do something. Did we do something? What did we put? Oh, of course, yeah. That's the one exception to that. Now that's going to make Ballarat into quite a large town. So what I've done is I've got a sawmill. I was going on about something and I contradicted myself immediately, but there we go. So we've got sawmills in Ballarat, so that's going to enhance things for building settlements, and that's going to be quite a large bonus for us. We have quite a large then industrial establishment in this game so far. Okay, so we're about to buy, I believe, some access to a new area, and we've done that, and there we go. Foaming at the mouth there, Bruce. It's understandable. Oh, my stars disappeared. Never mind. Okay, so we establish a new town. Same as before, really. Get that going and then get the gold flowing. It's really quite easy with the way things have laid out. We're going to go round the top of Melbourne this time, which I couldn't do before because I had a line coming in from the north to link with what was the warehouse in the previous game, and so we had to just run them through the station. So that's what I'm going to do here. Oh, we can get another loan. That's going to help things tremendously. Let's speed things up a bit. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Never mind. Basically, we'll see you right, Melbourne. There we go. Lovely job. Oh, we're just going to run the train straight through. Fair enough. Nope. Lovely. And again. Lovely jubbly. Okay, so some upgrades necessary. So kind of them to refund me the money. I wish real life was like that. I suppose it kind of is, but just not as generous. Alright, there we go. A nice neat job there to get these sorted. Sometimes you've got to lop off a bit more than what might be apparent. There we go. Now we're sorted. Okay. That's fine. They'll be okay. Yeah, no problem at all. The Jervis is waiting for us, and that's what we're going to try and get in a moment. The North America isn't necessary, but again, we have to buy it, otherwise the auctions will just go crazy for it. Okay, so there we go. Valhalla's on the way, and that's pretty much where we're going to leave this first video. Our next task will be, of course, supplying gold to Melbourne, I think. So we'll get that done nice and quick. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is the first time, by the way, I'm doing a video sort of like pre-recorded. I just thought it might be easier for you to see what I'm going on about half the time by speeding up the footage, and then I don't end up rambling and making a bit of a mess of things, because, well, it just gets a bit tedious after a while, just live recording. So yeah, I hope this is more helpful to you. Anyway, I will continue very shortly with part 2 of this second attempt at playing through Melbourne. Thanks for watching, and stay safe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.